Initiating podcast download. Prepare yourself. Put on your spandex. Lace up your boots. Wrap your wrists. Hide your razor blade. Head to gorilla position. Grease up your hair. Apply baby oil. Okay, apply more baby oil. Get into gimmick. Keep your ears open and your mouth shut. Have fun and be safe out there, brother. Welcome to Iron on Wrestling. Now your host, Gregory Iron.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Iron on Wrestling with Gregory Iron. I'm your host, Gregory Iron. This is episode 301. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh, because it's July, and some people
pardon the interruption.
Christmas in July. Woo. So
yeah, you were falling pretty rapidly there. Aaron Bauer's here to make the save. I just want to tell you one word.
Okay.
4 letters. Boom.
Why would it be boom? In honor of Adam Cole? Yeah, it's a pretty sad situation with Adam Cole this weekend, and
that is true.
Situation with Seth Rollins. A lot of stuff happening in wrestling this week that we got to talk about. Basically, just because of the past weekend, which we're going to cover all the latest and greatest things from this past weekend of wrestling in depth at patreon.com/ironwrestling for a buttload of bonus content starting at just $3 for all the bonus audio. But we do have a free episode that we uploaded last week. We uploaded a short one, a Q&A with some of you guys from social media and Patreon, 30-minute episode over on the free tier. So if you're not going to pay us, at least sign up on the free tier. It's a great community to be a part of.
Freak tier?
Free tier, but you're a freak if you don't sign up.
Oh, don't insult the people.
Oh. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Not too shabby. To be clear, we're going to cover some bonus podcast subjects / questions from a couple of our bigger Patreon subscribers here on the show this week.
Greg's going to eat a chocolate chunk cookie.
I'm not going to do that, no, but we will talk about that.
Boom!
Fucking tag team match from All In over on Patreon. But we're also going to do a question topic from one of our newest Patreon subscribers, Jace. You know, we got some podcast subjects in the can over the $9 tier that we're going to try to get in over the next couple weeks. So, if you want to get more involved, patreon.com is the place to be. $3 for the bonus audio, $5 for the bonus video. $9 is the preferred tier, which also gets you involved in the stream live chat that we do once a month. So we're going to be doing that sometime before the end of this month. It's a good time. Great community, patreon.com/ironwrestling. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube as well. We've been uploading a buttload of shit over on the YouTube. Have you noticed anything that we uploaded this week, Aaron?
Yes, a lot of things.
Did you watch any of it?
Yeah. I was watching Junkyard Dog versus Mummy. That might have been from last week.
Yeah.
But I saw Hank Hudson was the ring announcer. I popped.
Yes.
I did not understand why Junkyard Dog came out first.
No idea. So I found that Junkyard Dog in one of his last 9 matches was on some random indie show, and I uploaded that to YouTube. It's against a guy dressed as a mummy. It's pretty terrible.
A good outfit. It's not just toilet paper. You know what I mean?
I guess the outfit was okay. Over on the YouTube, we have Jimmy Snuka in a steel cage match in a parking lot from 1999. It's not that long. Takes about 4 minutes of your time to watch. We also uploaded a rare Bam Bam Bigelow versus Head Shrinker Samu match from 1998. And if you got some time on your hands, there's a very in-depth, interesting fan Q&A. I can't really pinpoint the time frame other than I can tell you it's after Jerry Lawler won the AWA championship. So it's sometime in 1988, mid 1988. It's like 2 different sessions. Jerry Lawler at some fan breakfast answering some questions from a few of the fans that were at this breakfast. And then it cuts to another date and time later in the year where Jerry Lawler has a beard and he's talking about, answering some fan questions. And particularly there's an interesting bit where he's talking about Vince McMahon and his dislike for Vince McMahon and how he compares Vince McMahon to maybe be a pretty bad tyrant, a ruler from back in the day, a dictator. And it's a very interesting conversation. The Rock and Roll Express answers some questions as well, as does Kurt Hennig, which was in a scenario at a bar where he was talking about just talking with the WWF. Again, this is 1988. He's talking about a return to the WWF and his opinions on people like Hulk Hogan and Scott Hall. It's a very interesting conversation that I found. So subscribe to the YouTube, check all that out. But I got some more stuff that I'll be uploading this week, so stick around. Oh, Bobby Heenan as well, talking about a reverse suplex, a rare promo from 1978. Did you see me upload that?
No, I did not see that.
It's from when
when
he was working for one of the feds in Indianapolis back when he basically first started out. So it's a very interesting promo. It's about 2 minutes long. Again, YouTube, check it out. Something that I posted this weekend in honor of Goldberg's retirement kind of blew up. I had an interaction with Goldberg not too long ago, and I uploaded it to my Instagram, up on the YouTube, and on Facebook. Just on Instagram, as of right now as we record this, it's got about 337,000 views. And I guess what people are telling me, it's because it's not actually Goldberg in the video. Did you watch this? Do you know anything about this?
I saw it for the past 6 years or however long you've been posting it.
Yeah. Well, I never posted it in a clip like this, I guess. That's why I blew up.
Yeah, this it was great. I told you when I first saw that you had posted it, I thought, this is so timely, and it's a funny interaction, and it's brief.
Yeah.
So it's all the things that people I think want to see.
So
congratulations to you on getting your first viral video.
Well,
have you been in viral videos before?
A time or two, I would say.
Yeah, which ones?
Yeah, me and Matt Hackle, I think, got more viral than me and Punk.
No shit, really?
I think it's got like 200,000 views on YouTube.
Oh, wasn't it on World Star?
I don't think so.
I mean, somebody yelled World Star.
Yeah, someone probably yelled that, but nothing World Star worthy happened in the video. But it did get kind of dicey in that conversation. But basically, I took a clip from a documentary that was made by a friend of the show, Keith, works for WWE now. Wrestle Days, Keith and Danny, love those guys. And it was the second time I went over Stone Cold's house. I had to fuck with him because he's my boy. I gave him a Goldberg hat. Told him I wanted him to sign something. Takes it out of the bag, and it's a Goldberg hat. It was also not featured or seen in that video. I gave him a Goldberg bumper sticker. This car protected by Goldberg, and
which matched the one that you had on your car when I met you.
Yes, because I had like 10 of them. So every time I got a new car, I just I put this car protected by Goldberg. So one of the 10 stickers, I was like, oh, this will be funny to give to Stone Cold and act like I'm confused. And
is there one on the car that you're currently selling?
No.
Okay.
Well,
price is going down then.
I am selling a car right now. Me and my brothers cleaned up my dad's old vehicle this weekend, so we are getting rid of that. I think I might already have a buyer, but I'm willing to hear some offers. So DM me. I post some pictures of the car on social media. Also, before we take a break real quick, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the benefit show that RSW here in Cleveland, Parma, Ohio area ran for me.
What's RSW?
Real Shoot Wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah, they reached out to me right after I got hurt. A couple weeks later, I think sometime in April, and they said, "Hey, we want to do a benefit show for you." And at first, I was like, "I'm not dying, but I keep getting these medical bills for physical therapy. It's like $150 every time I go there. And while I do have insurance, they don't cover that. So, and there's still, a little bit that needs to be paid out. Well, more than a little bit from the surgery and all that stuff. And going back to the doctor. So I said, yeah, sure. And, I don't want to sound like I'm not excited when they reached out to me about it, but it's like, yeah, it was humbling, just the fact that they would even want to do something like that for me. And a lot of kids that I've helped over the years with seminars and stuff and on shows, they did the show. I want to thank Ohio Hatchet Wrestling, who actually brought in and took care of M-Dog Matt Cross and Michael the Bomber Facade, who wrestled each other on the show. And it was great interacting with him and the promoter of Ohio Hatchet Wrestling. I would say there was about 150 fans that came out for this, which was pretty freaking cool. And, I got the opportunity to get in the ring and thank the people and say some words and put some people over. And, even though it was like 150 people, it sounded like there was 1,000 people chanting for me when I was out there and everything. And again, I don't know what my future in wrestling looks like, but because of Real Shoot, after they had to, pay people in the venue and everything, I ended up walking away with quite a bit of cash that will help me pay some medical bills, keep living, doing my day-to-day eating. I like to eat food from time to time. Are you a fan of eating food, Aaron?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so I like to eat.
It's not the only thing I like to eat.
What else do you like to eat?
Well, this is a family podcast.
Oh, okay. I it'll help me continue to pay bills. And, when they presented me with the cash in the back, Tim Cross, one of the guys who runs Real Shoot, basically said to me, it's like, you've done so much for so many guys here and so much for wrestling locally. This is the least that we can do for you. And again, incredibly humbling. And I know there's a lot of other guys that have done a lot more for wrestling, but it's just nice that people have been looking at me in that way where they want to help me in my time of need. So thank you guys so much, everybody who we also gave away some stuff in a raffle. I ended up raffling off a WrestleMania 7 shirt, vintage, very vintage, and Johnny Gargano action figure that was signed. So thank you to Johnny for contributing to that. And as well as we had an autographed Cody Rhodes 11x14, which was...
Who was it autographed by?
It was autographed by Cody Rhodes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
Cody,
that makes sense.
Cody Rhodes, former WWE champion.
Because if you ever go to the Mega Gym, a lot of pictures and frames up there signed by WCW and WWF superstars that, well... It wasn't signed by them. It's pictures of those guys, but it was all signed by me.
Yeah.
I was bored one day at the gym. So
was Traxler okay with that?
I don't think so. I think he was real heated. He was probably as mad about that, maybe, as the time that Marianne Fontaine and I there was like a birthday cake, and we went into his ring and smashed it. See, the argument was... I should take the birthday cake on the outside.
Why is that?
So that it didn't get on the apron.
Uh-huh.
And while that makes a ton of sense, we weren't doing this for TV. It was a live crowd.
Yeah.
So I called an audible and went in the center of the ring, took the cake to the face, and I don't know if they ever got the stains out of that apron. But to be fair, there were already stains of like blood and urine and semen in there. So
semen?
Well, they do some foul things.
Well, I don't know if Jeff knows this. Which, by the way,
play what's that bread game?
Don't even reference that, please. It's also a biscuit game. Jeff Traxler.
When you play it,
Jeff Traxler, who was at the event and you were not, by the way. I just want to point that out. You did not show your support for me, which
I was booked and then I wasn't, so
I don't think you were officially booked.
You said if you want, I'll just get you booked because it's a show for me, so there won't be a problem. And then I confirmed with you, and you said, there's a problem. This guy don't want to book you.
Okay, thanks.
Maybe
he doesn't like you.
Yeah, well, that's fine, but That's all I'm saying. There was a reason why I wasn't there.
That's not true. Traxler will probably be more upset to know that those original 8x10s where you signed names on them as a joke, probably because you thought they weren't of any value. Original 8x10 photos now, even not being signed, go for so much money if they're actual, authentic. Because they have a website where you can print out what appears to be the original 8x10. Like, let's say you're AIW, you bring in fucking Kurt Angle for an autograph signing. You can go on this website and download the high quality photos, which look like the originals.
Right.
But they are printed on a very specific type of paper, and like the real ones know what those 8x10s look like if it's authentic. So, like, for example, an original Hulk Hogan 8x10 not signed can go somewhere between, depending on which one it is, like $100 to $200. Some of those rarer ones.
We gotta look up the Jeff Jarrett and the Chavo Guerrero. I know those for sure. I signed.
Sensational Sherry as well.
Nah, that wasn't one.
No, that was really signed by Sensational Sherry.
No. That wasn't one I signed.
Oh,
so I don't even know if that one's in there, Jim.
Howard the Animal Steel.
He might have been in there. That was from the Nitro Grill.
What?
These were from the Nitro Grill.
Yeah.
They were what they had as like placemats, like mat, you know, what you put your food on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just letting you know that you've probably cost Traxler hundreds of dollars by signing them with a fake signature, because he could have sold them without a signature and probably, I don't want to say retired, but he could have at least, paid some bills for a couple months.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up now as opposed to before he donated to my sister's GoFundMe.
No.
I'd probably be in the negative now.
Yeah, I'll make sure to send him a link to this.
I'll link you.
But yeah, like I said, we're gonna just talk some turkey with the Patreon people this week, some of their questions and their subject matter. We're gonna keep this episode a little bit shorter than usual because we got so much to talk about on Patreon. So why aren't you there? If you can't get enough of Iron Wrestling, go to Patreon, sign up. This podcast would have already been up early. Okay, you get so much bonus content going all the way back to 2019. Do it now, and if not, I swear to God, I will do nothing, but I will be very upset. With that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk questions and have answers and subject matter from the people at Patreon. Aaron, listen, I've got a lot of merch made, and I want to get a new design. I don't want you to tell anybody about this, but I'm thinking about making something with AI. What do you think?
Oh, AIW?
No. Like I'm a little short on cash this week. So.
Oh, dude, no!
What?
Don't do that.
What?
You'll screw up your whole life.
What's wrong with AI?
A lot of times when people use AI, they end up getting the DS with it. So you don't want to have AIDS, do you?
Oh, God, no. I don't want to be like
you. No, so you want to go to a friend of mine. He's a good buddy. His name is Juan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Juan of the not having AIDS.
I have an idea for a shirt that I would like Juan Ortiz and Of the Dead Designs to make, if that's okay.
Yeah.
It's actually not a shirt design. It doesn't need to be on shirt. Just like a
bumper sticker?
No, just like a bigger portrait, like maybe like an 18 by 24. I'm thinking you.
Yeah, my wiener?
No.
Because that's 18 by 24.
Not on a cloud, but I would like smoke around you, so it kind of looks cloudish. But I want to make sure the lower half of your body is visible in this photo. Yeah. And it's a younger version of you, right?
Oh, and when my Vine was still growing.
You had a Vine?
Yeah.
What kind of 10-second clips were you posting on Vine?
Well, I didn't even get to post them because it was so fast. Go ahead with your story.
And so, Juan, if you're listening, and the good folks at Of the Dead Designs, I know you've made incredible artwork for people in WWE, AEW, TNA.
Oh, the Young Bucks.
New Japan. Young Bucks, yeah, he's made some designs for the Young Bucks. Cody, I don't know if you've heard of him, but I would like you to make a drawing of a younger Aaron with smoke behind him, like he's walking through a cloud of smoke. He's just now coming out of it. It looks sort of cloudish. But I want to really zero in on his shoes. because young Aaron is wearing a pair of Magic Johnson sneakers. But I want in the smoke, like silhouettes of kids and like word bubbles as the kids are yelling at him, AIDS boy, because he's wearing the Magic Johnson sneakers that have just came out because he thought he was going to be a rebel and not get the Jordans.
Just told this story.
Yeah.
This past week, yeah,
Did you?
at Special Olympics practice.
Yeah. And all the kids in the Special Olympics were making fun of you for having AIDS. That's unfortunate. Well, we should never make fun of anybody for having AIDS, but we should make fun of someone for not getting a design done by Juan Ortiz and Of the Dead Designs. He's got nearly 20 years of experience, and he's affordable. I know I was thinking about using AI, but knowing that Juan Ortiz has such affordable prices, and if I mention my own podcast, Iron on Wrestling, I can actually save $20 on a design form. Chef's kiss. I got to go to Juan Ortiz, and you have to go to Juan Ortiz for all your design needs, even if you need just like something simple like a logo for your small business. Juan can get it done in a timely fashion. And listen, he was just in a car wreck. So his car was destroyed. He's trying to recoup some funds for his car. So do want a salad. A salad? A solid. It sounds similar. Help him out. Get a design from Juan Ortiz and Of the Dead Designs, because you can help him bring a car back into his life. And if you contact him on social media at Of the Dead Designs, facebook.com/Of the Dead Designs, or go to his website, ofthedead.weebly.com/Of the Dead Designs. I didn't even get it right. I don't care. ofthedead.weebly.com. Reach out, help a brother out, get a design, pay him some cash so he can get a car up and running again, because Of the Dead Designs is bringing artwork to life.
Hey.
Yes.
Speaking of bringing back to life, there's an anti-aging supplement.
Anti-Asian? We don't want to promote any type of... No, nothing like that. No bigotry on this show. We love Asians.
Yeah,
okay?
Well...
I'm sorry, did you say Asian or aging?
Now I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. What?
But I got a friend. He's a good buddy of mine. His name's Mike. He's over at TNT Health.
Okay.
And if you get his peptide, you'll look much younger than what you do right now. No, I understand that you've been going through a lot lately. You tore your pec, and you had to watch your brother stick up for you and defend your honor against the evil Mike Michaels.
Hey, Mike Michaels, I thought he was a very respectful young man, but after the way he acted this weekend, he got everything he deserved. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, well, he deserves to get some anti-aging peptides.
Well, he needs it because he actually wanted. He came to the ring. He had the nerve to say that he rolled his ankle and they should do a benefit show for him.
Yeah,
and he wanted to do a 50-50 split. And I told him, I said, what are you going to try to buy, some charisma? Because that's not. Oh, you can't buy that.
You didn't say that.
I did say that, and and then I said, maybe you want to invest in some plastic surgery, but you're going to need a lot more money than I'm going to have from this benefit show. They're going to have to do a lot of work.
No, you didn't.
I said it to his ugly face, unfortunately. But yeah, maybe anti-aging.
Yeah. Well,
Asian,
screw yourself up a little more.
What's that?
Yeah.
Listen, we have nothing against the Asian community on the show.
Well, we didn't until you started talking.
I didn't. That's not. I misheard.
But you know what? They have other stuff too. Muscle building, muscle recovery. You like the glutamine, don't you?
The glutamine. For
I'm a fan as well.
Creatine for pre-workout. Protein. Just a plain old organic vanilla protein that I can put in anything. It's good stuff. I love it.
I put it in water.
It mixes well in water. Not a lot.
You can't even taste it.
Yeah.
That's great.
You can't taste it?
No.
The water or the protein?
Well, either. Water doesn't really have a taste, does it? Does your water have a taste?
But yeah, but like sometimes like the water makes the protein in most things like that doesn't mix well disgusting. You know what I mean? It just makes
I don't know. You're the expert on digesting protein.
Mike,
you eat a lot of meat.
At TNT Health is going to help you not just sell you results or a product, but he's going to help you get even more results with just guiding you with your macros and like the specific things you want to work out. Mike and the good folks at TNT-health.com will be with you every step of the way. So do yourself a favor. Go to TNT-health.com right now. Save 10% with our promo code IRONON, IRONON. Save 10% on anything you buy. TNT-health.com, because it's about your health today, not tomorrow. And we're back, and first and foremost, I wanted to answer something that Leo from Patreon asked this past weekend. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. I feel like we've talked about this a while ago, but, maybe some answers have changed. He reached out and he said, what are your personal favorite wrestling stages and sets? I personally liked a lot of the WWE 2002 sets. I think WCW had better sets than WWF in the 90s. Spring Stampede 1997 and Bash at the Beach 96. I like the MSG sets that were smaller. Survivor Series 2002 or SummerSlam 98 are the best ones. I'll start with you. Do you have anything off the top of your head that when you think of pro wrestling sets, ones that you find to be the best, your personal favorite, what pops out at you?
For me personally, I liked PWO set. It was like the black garbage bag. That was maybe my favorite era.
Okay.
Oh. No. I always liked the SmackDown with the fist.
Okay.
I think that's classic to me. I liked Raw with the letters where Sabu jumped off the letter. Well, kind of jumped off the letters. The R.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views, very difficult for me to remember all the different pay-per-views because there's been a million of them, so nothing really sticks out anymore. What was the thing? There was like a pendulum that swung or something like that.
Backlash.
Yep. Maybe that.
Yeah, the old Backlash set that they used for like 2000, 2001. They might even kept it into 2002 or 3, actually.
And what about No Way Out?
No Way Out. Which No Way Out?
2007.
You have no fucking clue what the entranceway was from 2007.
I have no
Way
idea.
Out. It probably at that point it was like their weird ass high definition set, which is where, again, we've talked about that before. Once it becomes that time frame of WWE, everything kind of blows together.
Yeah.
It just not a fan of that time period at all. Everything became very generic. It's hard to distinguish certain pay-per-views. Like the time period in like the 80s and 90s, you could see something and you know exactly what show it is based on how the set looked. And I think that helped my wrestling memory that much more. Before I pick my personal favorites, just responding to what Leo actually said as far as his set choices, I agree. I do like a lot of the 2002 sets. I enjoyed the Raw 2002 set, but I did like, not when they first introduced the Titantron, like not that I had a problem with it, but as they started adding more and more things to it, I think peak Raw set for me is probably like 2000 when they added the side screens to it and they had like the Raw's War like fist graphic type deal, like right before they did the switch over to the 2002 sets. I think that might be my favorite Raw set. WCW had better sets than the WWF in the 90s. I see your argument with like things like the Spring Stampede 97 set, the Bash at the Beach sets in 96, 97, 98, like with the sand setup and everything. I think they were even doing that, when it was like Beach Blast in like 92 and 93. Yeah, I could definitely see that because the WWF entranceways in the 90s was primarily that little entranceway piece that they had, right? Mm-hmm. And then there was that period of time, like right when the new generation started, where it almost seemed like it opened by itself, but I'm pretty sure they had someone open it for them where they could put the lights on the doorway and it would kind of open almost like an automatic door and they would come out of that. But then they had the In Your House set. And after that, it's pretty much just the little entranceway with the logo. And it wasn't that great. I do agree with the Madison Square Garden sets, though. They always try to make those unique and interesting. You mentioned Survivor Series 2002 at MSG. SummerSlam 98, of course, was a good set. But I think better than those both would be the Royal Rumble 2000 set because they did the little street theme because they were going to have the street fight and they had the taxi cab above the entranceway. And I think what makes that more iconic is the fact that not only did you have the street fight with Triple H and Cactus Jack on that show, but of course you had the Jeff Hardy Swanton Bomb off of the taxi cab Well, it was across from the taxi cab, but you get the general idea, which actually Jeff and Matt just appeared on, I believe, Not Sam's Wrestling Podcast, talking about, how they rushed everything in that original tables match at the Royal Rumble. Yes, hard to believe that it was 2000 when we actually got the first tables match, and they got cut for time, probably because it had to be put into the street fight. So instead of selling some of the things that they probably could have spent some more time on, they kind of blew through the spots. And honestly, when I've gone back and watched that match, it's funny because I do think they were going kind of quick, but I don't think it took away from the match itself. And I think it was that car crash mentality of the match, like just crazy chair shots to the head, and they were doing like Sabu chair tossing spots and everything. And I mean, that match holds up, and obviously that's the precursor for the TLC matches, adding the tables into play, and just classic stuff. But we're not talking about matches, we're talking about sets, right? When I think of classic sets, the Backlash set, like Aaron referenced, I think is an incredible set. God, my favorite all-time set, though. Even though WrestleMania 9 gets a lot of shit, I always liked the unique atmosphere of the WrestleMania 9 set, obviously with Caesar's Palace and all that. There was a year they...
Oh, yeah, when Heenan came out on the camel backwards?
Yes.
Yeah, that's classic, too.
I think even in the HD era of WWE, they always went out of the way to make their WrestleMania sets, I think, look really special.
Yeah.
And I really liked when they did the roller coaster theme for, I think it was WrestleMania 34, if I'm correct. They built like almost like an amusement park type deal. Obviously, I like amusement parks, so I would be a fan of that, of course. I think WrestleMania 31 was a very basic set, but a cool set. I like the idea with like the play button and everything. That always stands out to me.
The Bash at the Beaches were good because they were themed. They were so closely themed.
Yeah.
There was the beach theme. I like that. I just thought it was weird that Hogan was coming out on the beach and made his heel turn. It was just weird. It seemed like it should have been a more serious set. But
I've never thought about it like that. That's kind of crazy. Because you also make the argument, too. It's like one of the more iconic matches from WCW in general from that time period that happens at Bash at the Beach is one of the matches between Benoit and Sullivan.
Yeah.
And they end up brawling up by the beach stuff.
Yeah.
And it never comes off as absurd.
Right.
Right. So,
but I always thought so. And then I remember thinking, like, oh, Hogan's coming out. There was a rumor that he might turn heel. That's not happening. Not on this beach theme Frankie Avalon set.
That was your reasoning that the heel turn wasn't happening.
Yeah, I thought it was too comical.
When you think of ECW, is there like a specific set? I feel like it in on itself, like the brick entranceway, I think was iconic enough and easy enough to do that so many places stole that look for their indie show. Like JT did it.
Worked 7 or 8 different federations at indie feds that did that.
Yeah.
Just being in the ECW arena, that in and of itself, I was making a joke earlier about the black garbage bags, but they were doing a lot of black garbage bags at the time and that kind of thing. So the whole aura, that is a fond place in my heart.
Yeah. I feel like there's so many entrance ways that I'm forgetting about that.
It's so hard to, unless we had like a list and a picture of each one.
Yeah, like I'd have to physically...
Like that list you're on.
I'm not on any list.
Oh.
Please stop that. But yeah, thank you, Leo, for the question. You always pose great questions. And I feel like, Leo, I think you probably had another question somewhere in here that I'm like, I'm going to talk about on this podcast. I'll find it. If we don't find it here and do it, we'll talk about it on Patreon. Sam from Patreon had a couple things that he wanted us to talk about. Sort of goes hand in hand with the entranceway. Who had the best Titantron videos? I think that's a very good question. And so we're talking like before they just put a word graphic on the screen, which I find to be quite lazy. I really like the Titantron videos. In fact, I was pissed that they never came out with, like, before YouTube was a thing, Titantron DVDs where I just wanted to watch the music video. And then when they actually did, it wasn't the same music video from the Titantron. So that really pissed me off very badly. But I think, looking back, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin's 1999 Titantron is pretty iconic with like the explosions that they incorporated from the hype package from the 1998 Highway to Hell stuff, and just the logos and the glass shattering in that, and the different cuts with him doing stunners. I always really enjoyed the Undertaker Ministry of Darkness Titantrons.
How about Diesel?
Diesel just had a semi-truck.
But didn't he have some, I think when he wrestled Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, it was like the precursor to Stone Cold's glass shattering. He came through the entrance.
Oh, he might have had a little glass thing, yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
Also with those videos, for whatever reason, I recall the Dudley Boyz being sweet. I think because it was like the whistle, and then it led into the video, and then the video was like them power bombing Mae Young through a table, and various other women, and Bubba getting that orgasmic look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if you grew up in that time frame and you're like a teenager, I don't know, how could you not be drawn to the Titantrons? Like, I think about not the game version of his theme, but I think about my time when Triple H came out of that, and like the idea that he was just becoming the game, and so the Titantron started with start game, like a video game. I don't know, like I always like that, thought that was pretty cool.
That.
Yeah,
and I would argue that was Triple H's best ring entrance music.
Yo, I was just talking about that with Sean Togud that we had on the show a couple weeks ago. He said, "Hey, that's Triple H's best entrance theme," and I said, "I agree." Yeah. And he was like, "Wait, what?" Everyone tries to say that it's Motorhead the game. I'm like, who the fuck is saying that? Like,
yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like, it's an arena song. Okay,
yeah,
so like you could play it in an NBA game.
Yeah,
you could play it in a hockey finals. You could, anything like that. But my time was something else.
I remember in school, because I was in, let's see, he changed it in 2000. And he had a couple different versions before he actually got the game theme for like a couple months. But I remember in school, it was like 8th grade. Dude, there was sadness at the lunch table amongst the boys that watched wrestling, where they were like, why'd he get rid of my time? Like, that's horrible. It was very sad. And then, of course, Stephanie used it for a little bit, and it was just kind of weird when she was using it. I don't know.
She's not the same.
No.
She's not the game.
She's not. No, it was weird.
She was like player 2.
You think she was player 2?
Yeah. Yeah, the game obviously was player 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just made this real awkward.
Why?
I don't know.
How's that awkward?
You're an awkward man. Who would a tag team? This is from Sam as well. Would a tag team Money in the Bank work? If so, how would you book it? I think that's a good question.
Both guys have to get the briefcase at the same time? No way.
I don't think
one guy from each.
I think it would still be a one guy type situation. Yeah. It's not like both members of the tag team have to capture the tag team belts.
I guess it would be like when the tit.
I'm sorry, what?
The tit.
Oh, the Terry Invitational.
Yeah.
Okay, it took me a second.
Terry Invitational tournament, which was actually just 2 teams wrestling multiple times.
Yeah.
No, there was no tournament. But
no, there was a tournament.
There was no tournament.
Really?
It was just Edge and Christian versus the Hardys for 3 matches.
Keep talking. I'm going to look this up just to remember.
And so what I'm saying is I think they had to climb the top to reach like a bag of money or something, or maybe it was the contract of Terry.
It was a bag of money because it was $10,000 and the services of Terry.
Yeah, which I'd have taken the services of hers because I heard she's an ass eater.
That's the rumor going around, yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm trying to...
I would have, I guess you could definitely do a tag team Money in the Bank. But it's a lot of bodies in there. There's no room for ladders. And they use like 4 different ladders. Are you kidding me
right now?
About what?
A tag team Money in the Bank would be no different than like a TLC, really.
How many people were in the Money in the Bank ladder match?
Just because it's
6 people?
It's like 6
So
to
you'd
8.
have 6 teams?
I don't think you do that many.
6 teams of 2, 12 people in the ring?
I don't think you do
Everybody
that many.
Be laying outside forever. 2 guys in there doing their spots. Not into it. Nope.
More
you can't
so,
convince me.
More so than worrying about the actual logistics, if you're trying to do 8 teams, which I don't think that's how you would do it. I think you probably cap it at 4 if you're going to do a Money in the Bank. I think the problem is, like, they don't treat the tag team division serious enough. And even right now, where the tag team division seems very, very strong over on SmackDown, you know, with like the Street Profits, they were hardly defending or doing anything with the belts of consequence. And quite frankly, I'm not crazy about the Wyatts. And I don't like that the Wyatts won the belts this past week. It just kind of...
I do, only because they were the odd team out. I was invested in everybody else, not the Wyatts, just because I was looking forward to good tag team matches.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking forward to the Wyatts getting beaten for those belts.
Well, I don't know. I'm just like, I think specifically it's like, okay, maybe you want to do something else with Bo, right? But the guys that I care least about, which would be Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy, are the ones that are now the tag belts, the tag champions. And like, maybe that's the idea, is like, well, these are the guys that would make more sense as the team. But like, why not like Eric Rowan and fucking Bo Dallas, right? Like, because again, like, do you have other plans for Bo to put him higher up on the card? If that was a thing, that ship to me has sailed. And I feel like at this point, like at first I was all gung-ho for it to come back and like to be a thing for Bray. There were some naysayers that said this is nothing but like a Bray Wyatt tribute group. And I was like, you know, let it play out. And now I kind of feel like it's just kind of like the momentum is on the fact that there's the nostalgia and the sentimental value of Bray. And that's no disrespect to the guys participating in the group. But what it comes down to is like, I think it's just a square peg in a round hole in this situation. It's too... There's so much realism on the show. And I just don't feel like the way that they're presenting this is working. And like, could you make the argument, and maybe this could be a fair point. We've talked about this in the past before. Attitude Era, pretty realistic time, especially when you consider what came before that in the new generation with like the occupational gimmicks and all that stuff. But as a 14-year-old boy, or I was younger than that, 12 years old, and I'm watching Undertaker and Kane do, you know, the let's show off our magical powers thing. As a kid, I'm like, oh, I'm into this. You didn't like that, right?
Right, I hated it.
Yeah. But on the flip side, again, I feel like it was underutilized, and I've said this before. You fast forward a year, and Undertaker's doing like the cult leader, sacrificing people, and like slicing Mideon's wrists and stuff, and like making him drink blood. I think not only was that cool, they left a lot on the table with that and that group and what they could have done with it, because it got fucked up right away because they started doing the thing with Vince, where it was the shades of gray, and not only is Undertaker making babyface's lives a living hell, but he's making Vince's life a living hell, and Undertaker's a heel, but also Vince is a heel. And then of course you do the thing where eventually they didn't know where they were going with the higher power thing. They aligned Vince and Shane with the Undertaker. It becomes a corporate ministry. I mean, you just cut the legs right out from because now Undertaker, who's the leader of this cult, has been taking orders from Vince the whole time. It was dumb. It hurt the gimmick. But I think that version of The Undertaker, in a time that was so realistic, fit in much better. I could see a satanic worshiping cult-like leader in The Undertaker fitting in better in the Attitude Era than the year prior, when we're supposed to believe that him and Kane are seeing who's got the better thunder and lightning skills on the Titantron, and like burning cameramen and stuff. And so, I don't know. I feel like you just have to be from the younger generation at this point. Like if you're a 12-year-old kid and you like the Wyatts, cool. But I don't even think they're doing anything like cool right now to where a kid could be like, oh yeah, I get it. They're not doing anything. It's just the Bray Wyatt show.
Yeah. I see your point.
Do you?
I do. I'm not into the whole magical thing either, but if they're on the roster, then, you know, you got to use them. I don't know. I think they'd be better in NXT, to be honest.
Maybe,
because
but
they do weird stuff on there. Like, that dude that he runs the college or whatever.
Chase U.
Yeah. Like, there's so many like little skits that are, they're outside the ring type of stuff, and they're pre-taped things that are kind of goofy.
There are certain gimmicks I think in NXT that don't work on the main roster, but I think Chase U could have worked if presented correctly. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. When Chase U had like all those younger girls in it, Chase U's not a thing anymore, but like, what was it, last year they came out with a Chase U calendar with like what's her name, the one that's like 19,
Thea.
yeah
Yeah,
she's like an 19-year-old girl. The calendar instantly sold out because all these chicks are in the calendar. So there's definitely marketing potential, and there's a segment of the fan base that is into that. I think it could have worked on the main roster.
I didn't want to say this before, but I really think we should have an Iron on Wrestling calendar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We don't have any girls on the show, so I don't know who's going to buy this calendar.
Yeah, it's not marketed for girls.
Well, I do have quite the male fan base. I did get a follow today on Instagram from a guy by the name of, hold on, give me a second here, let me pull it up. His name is LA_bull_wrestler. His bio says, local beefy bull in Southern California who is seeking guys for wrestling, gut punching, and tons of fetish play. And feel free to look him up. Again, his Instagram is _bull_wrestler. Just want to show you this one photo, Aaron. Looks like if you had to guess what he's doing in this photo, this is how it's cropped and everything. Describe what you feel like he's doing in this photo.
Looks like he may be grabbing his genitalia.
It looks like
or maybe that's somebody else's arm because the color doesn't match up with his skin.
It's his arm.
That's
his arm. It looks like he set up a phone on his sink.
Yeah.
And he's like maybe taking a piss, but you can't tell because it's cropped.
Well, he's also holding in his breath as much as he can there.
He's definitely sticking out his chest there.
Yeah.
He's definitely a beefy bull.
What does that mean, anyways?
He strikes me as like
what's a beefy bull?
I really don't. I've never heard beefy bull, but
You've never seen that on any of your apps that you have,
no,
your dating apps?
But he's got a link because you can link a website on the Instagram, and the link says thisvid.com/video/bear-wrestles-ginger-cub-part-2. So he does strike me as the bear type of fetish wrestler guy. I did not know that they called smaller guys, though, cubs. So I guess he's looking for me to be his cub. Maybe that's why I got to follow. Your thoughts?
I think you should join his militia or whatever he's doing.
All right. Last thing we're going to talk about comes from one of our newer $9 Patreon subscribers, Jace. And Jace wanted...
Hi, Jace.
He can't respond to you directly.
All right. Well, respond to me in the comments down below.
He wanted us to talk about 3 classic video games that he enjoyed as a kid, so he wrote, you may have liked them as a kid versus how it compares as an adult wrestler, like how it holds up. He asked about pro wrestling for NES, Pro Wrestling, the Mega cartridge, and tag team wrestling from back in the day. And he followed up by saying, for him personally, he loved those games because he was interested in wrestling, but he didn't know the folklore yet. So it gave me the chance to create backstories and programs with these non-specific wrestling games. I was able to get my friends involved in an entry-level learning, and then we'd still want more, and then got into WWE and WCW. These games were gateways into the fandom. To this day, I remember playing them. Even this one, Tag Team Match Muscle, which I never actually played.
Muscle. Like the toy muscles?
Like the little toys, yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that was a game.
It was the perfect amount of the sport, the entertainment, and the imagination that got me wanting to learn more. And they were cheaper than the other games and kept me out of trouble. So my parents were good with it. I wish I'd spent more time in the arcades. That's like a whole era, the wrestling arcade games. Yeah, so a lot to unpack there. So while I did enjoy the pro wrestling game, I never played. Years later, I played pro wrestling for the Mega cartridge. I played pro wrestling as a kid, tag team wrestling as well. I think they hold up pretty okay, considering it was an 8-bit game with limited gameplay. And honestly, you could do a few more things that you could actually do in the WWF games at the time. For me personally, when I think about games and whether or not they hold up, for my comparison always goes to the first game that I played was Super WrestleMania for the Super Nintendo. And of course I played the version for Sega as well. And then for me, it was a big deal when WWF Raw was coming out in 1994. I think the promos at the time, the commercials for it were pretty sick. Very dark for the time, considering the colorful nature of the new generation time period. As far as how they hold up, well, if you're a fan of video games from that era, you know that not a lot of those LJN games were ever very good. I will say it was good enough. And as far as like you talking about, sort of like you being able to get into the folklore and sort of create your own backstories with those guys, those sort of nameless and faces. A lot of people had their gateway with figures, and I definitely did that with my figures, but I also kind of created my own stories through the video games themselves, because back then, all you really had was almost like a tournament mode to get to the WWF Championship, right? And so in my brain, I kind of had to come up with my own stories for why these matches were happening, to myself, of course. And sometimes I wrote things down in a notebook and everything. I did that. It got more in depth, actually, when they started incorporating a little bit of the storylines when I would play WrestleMania 2000, because they did have a little bit of a story mode in that. It got more in depth for No Mercy, but for WrestleMania 2000, you could create your own pay-per-view. You could do the same thing for WWF Attitude. And so what I would do is I would name my own pay-per-views on pieces of paper, and I would draw out a match card and decide who was going to win and lose, and I would play each match and follow through with my storylines and keep track of what I was doing with the story. So the next time I played, I would set up my own Monday Night Raw and set up my own SmackDown and all that stuff. And so it kept me immersed. And I guess it was the first time that I was actually going through a creative process as a fan. So I think the N64 games hold up the best. Nintendo games, not so much, but I do have fond memories based on playing with my friends in the neighborhood and playing with my brother and knocking out the ref and things like that. For you, Aaron, I know you're not a huge video game guy, but do you have one that has a fondness for you that you feel like you could still play now and it would hold up for you?
Pro wrestling was my favorite game.
Mm-hmm.
Are we saying there has to be a wrestling game?
Well, he was specifically referring to the wrestling games.
Okay. Because I loved that Skate or Die 2.
Skate or Die was good, yeah.
No, 2.
I know,
Okay.
2.
2 was good.
Yeah.
I don't know about the first
There's
one.
no Tony Hawk Pro Skater, but...
Yeah, right. Way better. You had to go through them all.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the one, and if somebody out there knows this one, please let me know the title of it. But there was a guy who got introduced. He was like Malibu somebody or something. And they said, he is the man who gets all the women and some of the dudes, Malibu Mark or whatever.
Some of the dudes, huh?
Yeah. And I thought that was ingenious. So that game was all right to me. I liked I say I liked it, but I know there were many a time that I threw the controller, that I hit the off button. But the WCW game with Rick Steiner, where it misspelled his name as only R-I-C, and his finishing maneuver was the Flying Tarduki. And
I think that was just WCW wrestling for the Nintendo.
Yeah, the Road Warriors were in it.
Yeah.
And then, like, every once in a while you could grab a wrench and hit somebody with it.
Yeah.
Kevin Sullivan was in it. That was a good game to me.
Why in God's name, for those games back then, for WCW, they pick a wrench as the weapon that you can use, and for the WWF games on LJN, they eventually picked a chair. But in Raw, one of the weapons was a bucket. Your option was a chair and a bucket.
They probably didn't want to get too Violent? I don't know.
It's just weird because
Yeah.
even the bucket, like a year later, the Godwins would be using the bucket, but it's not like someone was using a fucking bucket at the time.
Nope. And then there was I think it was like WrestleMania Arcade or something where like Andre the Giant would use a foot. Like a magical foot would appear or something.
That's for WrestleMania for the NES.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, because like Hogan would get like a crucifix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam Bam. No, wait. Who am I thinking of here?
Bam Bam was in the game.
Yeah, okay, but I don't remember what he got now. But
I don't remember either. It was probably like a flame of some sort.
yeah,
Right?
DiBiase maybe got money,
Sure.
or a dollar sign. Maybe it was dollar sign.
Yeah.
So those were the games that I liked. I liked the wrestling games, even if I couldn't play them that well. And pretty much that was it. But same like you, write down in a notebook the storylines, where we were going, where we ended up. And none of that played out, but just in my imagination. But I think that was kind of the fun of it. Like, I look back fondly on that.
Did you get into the arcade ones at all? I'm sure you went to arcade as a kid, right? Like
Not
the
much.
WrestleFest arcade?
Yeah, I like that game.
They're actually re-releasing the WrestleFest arcade, kind of like they've done with Mortal Kombat with these arcade one-ups and the Ninja Turtle one. There's this next year they're coming out with the WrestleFest arcade, which actually I was watching Cardona and Brian Myers talk about it. And some of the guys, they're not even sure how they're getting this released because some of the guys that were in WrestleFest, like Macho Man, technically right now the WWE doesn't have license to use him, but he's in this arcade game, but whatever, it's happening, so it's coming out next year.
Wow.
Should be interesting. I don't know if I'll get it because while I liked it, I have it on an emulator, so I don't really need it. And for me, you know, the arcade game that I loved and my favorite video game that I loved as a kid was, Turtles in Time for Super Nintendo, and of course the Ninja Turtles 2 arcade game. And so if there's an arcade that would want my house, it's going to be that one-up arcade. Get the original would be way too expensive, but I'll pay $300 for the Ninja Turtle one. Put that in my basement, you know?
I like going to Waterworld in Super Mario.
Yeah. Well, you like the water levels? Those are like my least favorite.
Yeah, no, they sucked. But it was like, I think there was like a code or something you had to have to get there, or you had to jump backwards through one of those pipes, and I don't know.
Yeah, well, whatever. I just always hated the water levels. Like whether as Mario, Sonic, Donkey Kong, they all sucked. Donkey Kong was probably had my most favorite because you could at least ride the, it was the shark with the little point. What do you call them? Sharks, like the point on their face.
Needle nose shark?
Yeah, is that what they're called?
No, hammerhead shark.
I don't think it's a hammerhead shark, but it had like a little pointy nose that you could like ram into people with. Like that was fine, but all the other water boards, God, that's my least favorite in the fucking video games. Like, I love a good.
Did you like going to Negative World?
What's a Negative World?
That was in Super Mario.
Which one is that?
The first one.
Yeah, but like what do you mean negative? Like
I don't
like
remember
the
what
black
it was.
with the black background. And
Yeah.
everything? Yeah, I didn't mind that. That's like level 2.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind that because also they had the cheat way, like because you could break through the bricks and then just run all the way across the top if you're feeling lazy and not have to encounter anything.
Did you ever solve that game?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Did you ever solve it on one man?
With one life?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I did. That was my crowning achievement.
One life through the whole game?
Through the whole game. My dad did too, which I thought was weird. Because I would go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
Because I had school. And like, I think my dad was laid off at the time.
Uh-huh.
And I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would hear him playing Mario at like 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And in the other room, God damn it. I'd walk over and I'd look. He's playing the game. And he was hooked on it too.
Your dad does not strike me as a video game guy.
No, he wasn't. And neither am I. So, that's probably where I got it from. But he got hooked on that game for a little while.
Yeah.
Oh, we used to play NBA Jam too. We used to make tournaments.
Oh, I love me some NBA Jam.
Yeah. My boy Mac played my dad in the first round. And my dad went for a 3-point shot. And Mac hit the pause button. and everybody knew if you paused it during a 3-point shot, then your 3-pointer didn't go in.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And so his 3-point shot didn't go in after it was unpaused, and then Max said, like he made a mistake or he didn't mean to do it. And
I don't know if
that
is that a real thing?
Yeah. I mean, I'll Google it or
Look that up. Yeah, you know what? If there was another arcade cabinet that I would have in my basement, it would probably be NBA Jam. I did like NBA Jam, especially back in the day when in real life in the NBA you can shatter the glass when you're dunking. There's nothing like doing that in NBA Jam, especially when you're on fire and turbo mode. You put in the codes where you could play as like Bill Clinton. That's good stuff, man. I don't know if you could do that in the arcade, but. Yeah, I would have an NBA Jam cabinet. I like Mortal Kombat, but I don't really need Mortal Kombat in my basement. Sorry, Ben Boone. I know Ben Boone, big fan of Mortal Kombat, but I don't really need the Mortal Kombat one. I'm okay with it. Just give me NBA Jam or Turtles, and I'm good. But yeah, are you finding anything? Pause on the 3-pointer.
I'm just seeing. Press the pause to resume play. I don't know. I would have to. You'd have to give me a minute.
You're gonna have to do a deep dive, but
yeah,
hey,
I'll deep dive on you.
Please don't. We're cutting it short this week, and that's all for this show. But we're covering in depth all the happenings from pro wrestling this weekend, with the exception of NXT because we did not watch that. But we had a lot to talk about over on Patreon.com/Iron Wrestling. So go sign up for that. We have a free episode there too if you just want to have the free tier. But paid $3 to get you in the door and all that other good stuff. And subscribe to YouTube. We're uploading a bunch of new content over there. And follow me on social media. Actually, I could tell you my social media, but if you just go to handicappedhero.com, new website that I launched, you can get links to all that over there. You can book me for pro wrestling seminars and motivational speaking over on handicappedhero.com. You get links to my Cameo, so I can give you a shout out. ProWrestlingTees.com/Gregory Iron for my shirts, Aaron shirts, Iron on Wrestling shirts, out of print, and the cheapest new-ish shirts you can buy. I mean, they're new shirts, but they're out of print. $20, only $20, and then when there's a sale, it's even cheaper for a Gregory Iron shirt. Check it out. It's a great way to support.
Generally, that's how sales work. When something's on sale, things are cheaper.
You know what, Aaron? You don't get to plug anything.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want to know if you started tariffing your shirts.
No, I've not done that. No.
Okay.
What do you want to plug?
Oh, I thought I didn't get a plug.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'd like to plug Gregory Iron.
What?
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other night. Never mind.
All right.
At Fair to Air on X and maybe another platform.
Maybe another platform. Who knows for sure? But thanks for
listening.
And
YouTube.
Okay. And till next week, be safe and kiss goodbye.